Hello and welcome to this Design Cuts video tutorial. Today we're looking at using the Live Paint tool to color art in Illustrator. I've already created a circle in this document. It has no fill, but it does have a stroke. I'll hold the Alt or Option key and drag a second circle away from the first. I'll color these in a minute using the Live Paint Bucket tool to make it look as if these two circles are linked. We'll start by selecting over the circles and I'll expand their appearance to turn this from a stroke into a fill. To do this, Object, Expand. We don't have any fill, so I'll deselect fill. The only thing I want to expand is these selected strokes, so I'll click OK. Let's have a look here in the Layers panel. What we have is two groups, and inside each of these groups is just a compound path. So I'll select over both groups and choose Object Ungroup because there's no point in having those paths inside groups. When you know what it is that you want to paint with the Live Paint tool, you will select it, as I have everything selected here, and choose Object, Live Paint, Make. You need to do this so that Illustrator knows what it is that you want to paint, and you'll see here that everything is added to a Live Paint group. If you don't do this before you start trying to paint, Illustrator, at least in the later versions, is going to prompt you to make a Live Paint group before you start. I'll click away because I don't want anything selected. I've got the Live Paint object already created, so I don't need to do anything, and not having everything selected is a good way to start working with the tool. The Live Paint Bucket tool sits here underneath the Shape Builder tool, so I'll target the Live Paint Bucket. And then I need to double click on it because I need to set it up. I'll start by selecting what I want to paint, and in this instant it's fills and not strokes because we already made these into filled objects, so that's what we want to fill. I want a cursor swatch preview, so when I hold the Live Paint Bucket over the objects here, I want to see what color I'm going to be painting with. And the highlight is a way of seeing what it is that you're going to paint. Both of these options are pretty important. So I've selected yellow as the color, so I'm going to see outlined in yellow what I'm about to paint, and the width just makes it easier to see. I'll click OK. Next up, I'll go to the paint swatches because I need to select the color I want to paint with. I'll target this orange color here. And when I do so, you'll see that the mouse cursor changes. I've got the Live Paint Bucket tool showing as a mouse cursor. There's a circle with a line through it indicating I'm not hovering yet over anything that is actually paintable. And there are three color swatches above it. The color swatches are this orange in the middle and the red and yellow to either side of it. I can press the left arrow key or the right arrow key to toggle around the colors in the swatches. I'll press the right arrow key. Now yellow is the targeted color. You can see it's highlighted here. It's over here, and it's the middle color in those three swatches above my mouse cursor. Green and orange are now to either side of it. Pressing the right arrow key once more just takes me to green. So you can go around the colors using your left and right arrow keys. I want to paint with orange, so I'm going to stick with my orange. And now as I hover over various elements in this design, they have a yellow highlight around them, and that's showing me what I'm about to paint. Well, I'll paint this orange, so I'll hover over it, see the outline, and click once to paint it. I'm going to hover over this piece, paint it too, and this will be orange as well. Now I'll press the right arrow key a couple of times to get to green. You can always just target the color. You can just click on it to select it, and then it becomes the selected color to paint with. So if you can't get the left and right arrow keys to go where you want them to go, and sometimes the swatch selector can end up in really weird places, then you can always just select the color yourself. Now I'll go and color the remaining pieces. I now have a set of interlocking circles. The Live Paint Bucket tool has allowed me to do that. Once I'm finished with the Live Paint Bucket tool, I can select over my Live Paint shape and choose Object and then Live Paint and Expand. That turns that from a Live Paint object here into a set of expanded shapes. So let's just do that. Object, Live Paint, Expand. Now we have a group, and inside the group are a whole series of objects. Now they're individual objects, the individual objects that we colored. If you want to make them into complete objects, you could do so. Let's go now and let's select one of the green paths, this piece here. We'll choose Select, Same, Fill Color, and that selects the remaining green pieces. From the Pathfinder palette, which of course you can get to by choosing Window Pathfinder, I'll just click to unite those. So now I have one green path, just everything that is green is in one path. And you can do the same with the orange objects. I'll just click and shift click on them because they're easy enough to select here. We'll go back to the Pathfinder and make those into a single object too. And since they don't need to be in a group, I could select them and choose Object Ungroup. The Live Paint tool is really handy for coloring objects in Illustrator, and it's particularly handy for coloring things that you have scanned and traced. So let's look now at how we would do this particular project. What we have in front of us here is a line drawing that I have brought into Illustrator. I've traced it and I've expanded it. I've done nothing else at this stage. So if we have a look over here in the Layers palette, what we'll see is all the objects that have gone together to make this drawing. Now there are lots and lots of white elements in here. There's a couple of pieces up here, and then there's one large compound path all the way down at the end here, and that controls all the rest of the artwork. And at the base here, and it's currently selected, is a big slab of white. We could tell that by just changing its color. You can see here that that's the sort of white area at the back. That's the bit I don't want, so I'll just press delete to get rid of it. So now what's left is the black outlines, which are actually filled shapes, and the white bits as well. Now there's one gotcha when you get to use the Live Paint tool, because in other circumstances in Illustrator, if you didn't want to be able to select or color something, you would simply lock it down. And we could try that with these two shapes, or these three shapes here. If I only want to be able to paint the white areas and not these colors, I've locked those down in the anticipation that this tool will work like everything else. Well, it doesn't, but let's see why not. Let's select over these shapes and let's make our Live Paint object. You can see that they're not actually included in here, they're outside here, but still they're going to be included when we try to paint it. Choose Object, Live Paint, Make. Now we'll go to our Live Paint Bucket tool. I'm going to click away from everything here so nothing is selected. That just makes life a little bit easier. So back to the Live Paint Bucket tool. Let's go and select one of my color groups that I've got for my beach houses. I'm going to start with this blue color. We'll double click and just make sure the settings are that we're painting fills only. That's fine. Look as I hover over these shapes, some of these objects here are still selectable. So you can see that locking them down in the Layers palette, contrary to everything else we know about locking things in Illustrator, just simply hasn't worked. So you will need to be really careful that you're only selecting the areas that you actually want to put paint into. So it does make life just a little bit more complex. But here I'm just identifying the white areas in the drawing and then going and applying my colors to them. And again, once I had finished doing all the coloring, I would select everything and just break them out of the Live Paint object. So I'd be choosing Object, Live Paint, and then Expand. But of course, I'll need to have finished doing my painting before I did that. And I would also need to have had the entire object selected before I did so. But as you can see, locking things down doesn't always have the expected result. Before we finish up with the Live Paint Bucket tool, let's have a look at this situation. Here I have two circles. They're just both circles that have a fill and a stroke. So I'll select over both of them and make them into a Live Paint object. So Object, Live Paint, Make. Exactly the same situations we've had all along. I'll click away from the shapes. I'll target the Paint Bucket tool and then double click on it because I want to select both paint fills and paint strokes. So I can paint the fill as well as the stroke around the shapes. I'll click OK. We'll go to the swatches panel and I'll select a color to use. you can see clearly here now that that color is in the swatches above the mouse pointer. So I'll select over this shape, and when I'm selected over the stroke, look what happened to my swatches. I lost the color. I've lost the green color, and I've picked up a black with red and white either side of it, which are these colors up here. So you need to be really careful that you're sort of watching what's happening, because Illustrator has a really unfortunate habit of just going haywire on these colors. It really quite often just doesn't listen to what it is that you want. So I'm reselecting the green to try and encourage it to go with me here on this green color that I want. And if it's not going to work, and it's not right now, this is a blue color, I'm just going to undo that. I'll go and target the color here and try and grab it that way. So let's see here. This time I've got the green color, and this time I'm seeing the green used as the stroke. So I'll select and apply a different color here for this stroke. So I've gone for a darker color here. And I could select a fill. This is a fillable area. So let's just go and get orange here. Let's target the fill here so that Illustrator is actually going to listen to me with my selection of colors. And I could fill this shape here, but you can see that that's not a complete shape. It's not an entire circle as it was in the original object. And in fact, we've got an area here that again was never in the original object. We never had a shape that was this shape, but we can fill it separately. And then we could come here and fill this piece here with a different color again. So oftentimes you'll find that different things appear when you're using the Live Paint Bucket tool, and you just have to have your wits about you. And also be really aware that what is selected over here in the swatches panel and what sort of half appears as those swatches above the mouse pointer can change when you least expect it. So you want to have a second set of eyes watching Illustrator and make sure that it's doing what you want it to do and not what Illustrator thinks you might want to do. I hope that you've enjoyed learning these Illustrator techniques. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this tutorial. Until next time, I'm Helen Bradley for Design Cuts.